Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Sunday the 3rd of December 2023, and yesterday we published our gold and silver weekly update. This is more or less a repeat of that video where we saw gold prices reach all-time highs in both euro and dollar terms. That's US dollar terms, and only a little off its all-time high in sterling terms. Where do we see prices going in the next week or 2 or 3? Well, the answer is higher. Let's take a look. Now first, just a quick reminder that earlier in the week we actually published a video highlighting the fact that gold could very well reach all-time highs, and also that we've set up a second channel entitled Finances Do Matter, covering a whole array of financial topics, and this past week certainly focusing on gold and silver. We've placed a link in the description box and comment section below should you wish to subscribe to that channel. Now, going back to what happened last week and what we expect to happen this current week, gold rose $70. Rising from $2,002 to $2,072. Now closing at an all-time closing high. It did hit a high for the week of 2,075, which is the real all-time high, and a low of 2,001, a rise of 3.5%. In sterling terms, it finished the week at £1,630, that's up £39. And in euros, it closed at 1,905 euros. That's up 75 euros. So this means, in dollar and euro terms, gold has touched their all-time highs. And in sterling terms, it's just currently £17 short of its all-time high of £1,647, which may very well be reached this coming week. Silver rose $1.14, rising from $24.34 to $25.48, having hit a high of $25.61 and a low of $24.29, a rise of 4.7%, so in percentage terms performing actually better than gold, which rose by 3.5%. In sterling terms, silver closed at £20.09, that's up 75 pence on the week, and in euros it closed at 23.45 euros, up €1.23. Gold to silver ratio fell 1 point from 82.3 to 1 to 81.3 to 1. Now the difference between gold's high and low was $74, which is quite high, and the difference between silver's high and low was $1.32, higher than recently but not that high. Now this is what we said last week concerning our forecast. Quote, our prediction for gold this week is that it will trade between 1970 and 2050, with 1930 and 2075 as outliers. Gold's peak was exactly at the upper amount of our outlier range. We stated this would be achieved if the PCE figures were either as anticipated or better. And we'll find that they were as anticipated in a moment. Our silver forecast is that it will trade between 23.75 and 25.50, with 23.25 to 26 as outliers, and silver closed within our normal range, but did enter briefly and by 11 cents into our outlier range. It is incredibly frustrating for us to get our predictions so accurately week on week, month on month and year on year, and yet the number of viewers to our channel falls. And others, often quoting prices hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars adrift from what is achieved, and their channels prosper. It's truly quite demoralizing, but hey-ho, there's no point complaining, is there? Just rest assured, for those few of you who are listening, you are perhaps, and we hope not to be blowing our trumpet, but you are listening to the one channel since 2013, which has got its forecasts very rarely wrong. You're in a very select band, and we thank you for continuing your support. Looking at other financials, Bitcoin stands at $38,800, up $1,100 on the week. Forecasters are predicting it will touch $40,000 very soon. Equities were up across the board. Dow Jones up 855 points at 36,245. S&P up 35 at 4,594. And the Nasdaq up 55 at 14,305. Even the good old FTSE here in the UK was up 41 points at 7,529. Now, good news, oils were lower. Brent crude down $1.70 at 78.88. And WTI crude down $1.47 at 74.07. Let's hope we can get those prices below $70. I'm not holding out too much hope at the moment because the dollar is weakening as well, which will mean pro rata those prices will rise slightly, but they are being undermined by demand and supply. The dollar index stands at 103.26, and that's down 0.14 points on the week. Now, in our weekend update last week, we stated to watch out for the PCE figures due on Thursday. Well, gold and silver gradually rose ahead of those figures, and then within around 12 hours after they were announced, we saw a leap to all-time highs for gold and the highest level for silver since May 2023. Core PCE came in at 0.2% for October, thereby pushing the annual rate down from 3.7 to 3.5, and it's the core PCE that officials tend to look at. Now, admittedly, 3.5 is still a way off the Fed's ultimate target of 2%, but unless something changes drastically, it does look as if interest rates have now peaked in the US, and the next movement is likely to be down. The only question is, how quickly, and then by how much will that fall occur? Now, this coming week, we have additional data which could help further precious metals advance. Monday, factory orders for October. Tuesday, S&P and ISM services PMIs for November. Wednesday, watch out, ADP employment report. Thursday, consumer credit, and then on Friday, the all-important US employment report for November, which is expected to show 190,000 new jobs. I suspect it could be weaker. And if it is, well, if the jobs report on Wednesday and particularly Friday is lower than expectations, then we will undoubtedly see another further boost in gold and silver, but particularly gold prices. So we may, and we're expecting, frankly, gold to advance beyond $2,100 this week. Now, with this in mind, and subject to the employment figures on Wednesday and Friday, we can still see gold and silver advance further towards the end of December, accepting, though, that we do have the FOMC announcement on interest rates on the 13th in less than 2 weeks' time. If the Fed even hints at the next move for rates being downwards, not saying they will, but if they do, then we will see gold seriously leap. And most analysts accept that with heavy central bank buying of gold, it will for the next few months continue to outpace silver, as it has broadly done since October. Now, our prediction for this week, therefore, on the backdrop of all this, is that gold will trade between $2,025 and $2,125, with $2,000 to $2,150 as outliers. There may be a little bit of consolidation for a short period of time, but these employment reports are going to affect it one way or the other. Our silver forecast is that silver will trade between $24.50 and $26.50, with $24 and potentially $27 as outliers. We're not quite sure it'll quite reach that, but it's there, just in case. What do you think? Do share your thoughts. Meanwhile, we thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign. If you haven't done so, nip on over to Finances Do Matter, link below. And we wish you a safe, enjoyable weekend. And as always, a prosperous week ahead.